Hey everyone, we're back.
Serana?
Is it really you? I can't believe it. How do we get inside? We have to talk.
Serana, what are you doing here? Where's your father?
He doesn't know we're here. I don't have time to explain.
I must have failed. Harkon's found a way to decipher the prophecy, hasn't he?
No, you've got it all wrong. We're here to stop him. To make everything right.
Wait a moment. You've brought a stranger here?
Hi.
Have you lost your mind?
Yeah.
No, you don't...
You.
Yes.
Come forward.
Okay.
I would speak with you.
Oh.
So how has it come to pass that a vampire hunter is in the company of my daughter?
I'm
Pains
charming.
me to think you'd travel with Serana under the guise of her protector in an effort to hunt me down.
Oh, by the way, everyone, I kind of accidentally ran across this, so I had to start recording rather quickly. Hi! I didn't find anything, really. I found, like, a chest and some gold and some stuff, and that was about it. So, really, I'm glad I didn't record it all. Anyway, this isn't a ruse. I want to keep her safe.
Coming from one who murders vampires as a trade, I find it hard to believe your intentions are noble. Serana has sacrificed everything to prevent Harkon from completing the prophecy. I would have expected her to explain that to you.
That's why I'm here for the Elder Scroll.
You think I'd have the audacity to place my own daughter in that tomb for the protection of her Elder Scroll alone? The scrolls are merely a means to an end. The key to the tyranny of the sun is Serana herself.
Eh? What? Explain, please?
When I fled Castle Volkihar, I fled with 2 Elder Scrolls. The scroll I presume you found with Serana speaks of Auriel and his arcane weapon, Auriel's bow. The second scroll declares that the blood of Cold Harbor's daughter will blind the eye of the dragon.
Let me guess. She's the blood.
Like myself, Serana was a human once. We were devout followers of Lord Molig Bal. Tradition dictates the females be offered to Molig Bal on his summoning day. Few survive the ordeal. Those that do emerge as a pure-blooded vampire. We call such confluences the Daughters of Cold Harbor.
Then the tyranny of the sun requires Serana's blood? Wait, Serana underwent this ritual willingly?
It was expected of her, just as it was expected of me. Being selected as an offering to Molig Bal is an honor. She wouldn't have dared turn her back on that.
Oh. What's Cold Harbor?
It's what some call the domain of Molig Bal. His place in oblivion.
So it's her blood.
Now you're beginning to see why I wanted to protect Serana, and why I've kept the other Elder Scroll as far from her as possible.
Are you saying Harkon means to kill her?
If Harkon obtained Auriel's bow, and Serana's blood was used to taint the weapon, the tyranny of the sun would be complete. In his eyes, she'd be dying for the good of all vampires.
I would never allow that to happen.
And how exactly do you plan on stopping him?
I'll need your help.
Have you been listening to me? Like Serana, I'm a pure-blooded vampire. My presence on Tamriel is as much of a danger as hers.
And Serana's option in this?
You care nothing for Serana, or our plight. Whether or not you've become one of us in order to survive the Soul Cairn, you're still a vampire hunter at heart. You're here because we're abominations in your mind. Evil creatures that need to be destroyed.
Serana believes me. Why won't you?
Serana? This stranger aligns himself with those that would hunt you down and slay you like an animal. Yet I should entrust you to him.
This stranger has done more for me in the brief time I've known him than you've done in centuries.
How dare you? I gave up everything I cared about to protect you from that fanatic you call a father.
Yes, he's a fanatic. He's changed. But he's still my father. Why can't you understand how that makes me feel?
Serana, if you'd only open your eyes the moment Mother discovers your role in the prophecy, that he needs your blood, you'll be in terrible danger.
So to protect me, you decided to shut me away from everything I cared about. You never asked me if hiding me in that tomb was the best course of action. You just expected me to follow you blindly. Both of you were obsessed with your own paths. Your motivations might have been different, but in the end, I'm still just a pawn to you two. I want us to be a family again. But I don't know if we can ever have that. Maybe we don't deserve that kind of happiness. Maybe it isn't for us. But we have to stop him before he goes too far. And to do that, we need the Elder Scroll.
I'm sorry, Serana. I didn't know. I didn't see. I've allowed my hatred of your father to estrange us for too long. Forgive me. If you want the Elder Scroll, it's yours. Your intentions are still somewhat unclear to me, but for Serana's sake, I'll assist you in any way that I can.
Do you have the Elder Scroll with you?
Yes. I've kept it safely secured here ever since I was imprisoned. Fortunately, you're in a position to breach the barrier that surrounds these ruins.
What do we need to do?
You need to locate the tallest of the rocky spires that surround these ruins. At their bases, the barrier's energy is being drawn from unfortunate souls that have been exiled here. Destroy the keepers that are tending them, and it should bring the barrier down.
Okay, well, we'll return soon.
One more word of warning. There's a dragon that calls itself Durnavir roaming the cairn. Be wary of him. The Ideal Masters have charged him with overseeing the Keepers, and will undoubtedly intervene if you're perceived as a threat.
Oh, joy. If I leave, can I safely return?
As you've been traveling in the Soul Cairn, your body has become attuned to it. Let's just say a tiny part of you rubbed off on it, and in its place, a bit of the Soul Cairn filled the void. You should find no difficulty using the portal any longer.
Okay, why haven't you pursued the prophecy?
Harkon's vision is a world plunged in eternal darkness, where the vampire can flourish, and never again fear the tyranny of the sun. What he fails to realize is how much attention would be called to our kind if the prophecy came to fruition.
What sort of attention? Because I don't know.
If eternal night fell, there are many who wouldn't stand for it. They would raise armies in attempts to return things to normal. The order of the day would be our destruction, until every last vampire was hunted down and eliminated.
So you prefer living in the shadows?
I do. It's how the vampire has survived for millennia, and the only way we can continue to survive in the future.
Not to mention that Father Deer doesn't seem to realize how horrible this idea would be. If he blots out the sun forever so that it's eternally night, then all the plant life that requires photosynthesis to grow will die. And all the humans who require the plant life will die. And all the vampires who require the humans will die. Do you guys see where I'm going with this? This is a horrible idea. What an idiot. How did you become imprisoned here?
When I entered the Soul Cairn, I had intended to strike a bargain with the Ideal Masters, the custodians of this place.
I guess they weren't as ideal as you thought. Oh, okay. What was the bargain?
I requested refuge in the Soul Cairn, and in exchange, I would provide the Ideal Masters the souls that they craved. If I had foreseen the value they placed on my own soul, I would never have come here.
They tricked you?
The Ideal Masters unleashed their keepers and sent them to destroy me. Fortunately, I was able to hold them at bay and retreat into these ruins.
You became trapped.
Unfortunately, yes. Since the keepers weren't able to claim my soul, they had their minions construct a barrier that I'd never be able to breach.
And you've been imprisoned here all this time?
Time has very little meaning to me. Consequently, it has little meaning to the Ideal Masters as well. I suppose you could call this the ultimate waiting game. Each watching the other to see which will give in.
Who are the Ideal Masters?
I know very little about them. They're mystic entities that lord over the Soul Cairn, controlling every aspect from its fabric to its appearance.
What do they resemble?
Well, some necromancers believe they are the crystalline structures dotting the Soul Cairn. I believe there's more to it than that.
How so?
I think they transcend what we perceive as a physical form. Perhaps they were once corporeal beings, but they've obviously reached a point where they no longer require a tangible presence.
And the crystals?
Conduits, through which the Ideal Masters speak to their underlings and feed on their victims.
Why would they require sustenance?
The Ideal Masters' weakness is their insatiable hunger for pure souls. It's the reason for the Soul Cairn's existence, and the only leverage a necromancer has when bargaining with them.
What do the Masters provide in return?
The ability to summon powerful undead guardians, as one would conjure an Atronak or Daedra. However, the majority of necromancers that are foolish enough to enter into a bargain with the Ideal Masters wind up here as harvested souls.
I see. Okay.
Be careful, and keep my daughter safe.
Alright. So... now what? Yeah. Okay, so I have to take out 3 of these things. Serana, come here. What do you have to say about all this?
Let's kill those keeper things and get back to the prison.
How are you feeling about, hey, what? How are you feeling after talking to your mother? Hang on, you know what? This lightning is way too loud. Audio. Effects. There. Barely hear what people are saying.
I don't think I could be doing this alone.
How do you feel after talking with your mother?
Relieved, I think. All those things had been building for a while. You have no idea how long I wanted to say that to her.
Why did you ever agree to her plan?
Look, I loved my father, but when he found that prophecy, that became his life. Everything else, even me and my mother, we just became clutter. I was close with my mother, but she just kept feeding me her opinions of him, and eventually I started believing them.
Yeah, she didn't seem too fond of him.
The moment we gave ourselves to Molik Bal, things got really icy between them. They were both drunk with power, and pulling in different directions. And then he found that prophecy, and that was it.
And you were caught in the middle.
I was. Honestly, it took me up until now to figure out that my mother was really just as bad as he was. He was obsessed with power. She was obsessed with seeing him fail. It was just so toxic. Maybe I could have seen this coming. We could all be better off now.
Oh, don't blame yourself. Yeah.
You don't know what it's like, coming from a family like that. Everything eventually tumbles down to you. Anyway, we should keep moving.
Anything else? Okay. Let's go. How did I get stuck in here? Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Gosh, I'm not sure how Squeep's feeling about all this. I mean, he already did kind of have the ideas that, yeah, vampires should generally die, but I mean, it's because in his experience, they all typically want to kill him or other people. He's been very open to Serana because he's open-minded enough to know that not everyone is like that. At least he thinks. But, yeah. Oh, this place. I gotta get into this place. How do I get into this place? Seriously, how do I, Oh. Well, there's the opening. Actually, I don't think it's here. It's not here. Okay, then. Let's go this way. Okay. Okay. Wait, that's where she is. So it's beyond her. Where? Doesn't feel like I'm getting any closer. I bet all of these are really, really far away from each other, because that would be fantastic.
Who's there?
Ah! Ah!
Stop bobbing and weaving. Stop it.
Done and done.
Hey, my arrow. Here we go. Oh gosh. Hi. What just happened? Oh, I think I already got one of these. When I wasn't recording, something like this happened to me, and I got some sort of soul gem, and I didn't think anything of it, really. So maybe I already completed one. Hi. Hey. Oh. Whoa. Whoa. You're a biggin'. Bye. Oh, sucks to be you. Okay. That was good. Now what? I guess it's below me somewhere? Oh, I didn't kill any keepers though, so maybe I haven't completed any of these yet. I just got some sort of weird soul gem. Well, gee whiz. What? Well, how do I get back down? Oh, yeah. Seriously, what? I go all the way back up to the top. Maybe I missed something. I just gotta jump in here. Hey, there we go. Woo! Alright, well, we'll go ahead and end this episode here, and then I'll travel to the next one of these babies, and then I'll start recording again, alright? See you guys then. Ta-ta.